Good morning. Basa na tayo ating history book. History of the Filipino People by Agoncillo and Guerrero. Nandito na tayo guys sa part 4. Today is November 17, 2022. Ang ating basahin ay Pre-Colonial Culture. Nasa part 4 na tayo guys. Basa. Pre-colonial culture. The ancient Filipinos had a culture that was basically Malayan in structure and form. They had written languages that traced their origin to the Austronesian parent stock and used them not only as media of daily communication but also as vehicles for the expression of their literary modes. The bulk of their literature was folk literature, which represented a group heritage and reflected their daily lives. They had music and dances for almost all occasions, and a wide variety of musical instruments indicated of their ingenuity. Languages. There are more than 100 languages and dialects in the Philippines, 8 of which may be considered major languages. They are Tagalog, made the basis of the national language, Iloco, Pangasinan, Pampangan, Cebuanon, Hiligaynon, Samarnon or Samarlete, and Maguindanao. These languages are sister languages. Those lexicon shows that they are descended from one parent stock, the Austronesian or Malayo-Polynesian language. The differentiation into the present number of Philippine languages may have been the result of the necessity of forming new words and phrases to fit the new environment. Thus, even today, the lexicon of the Philippine languages contains roots or derivations that are unquestionably Malayan. A comparative study of some of the Philippine languages and primitive Austronesian shows that the former were derived from the latter. Ito guys, may 5 column tayo ha. Primitive Austronesian, National Language, Ilocos, Cebuanon, and English. So, umpisa natin sa primitive, tapos diretso sa English. Primitive Austronesian, Abara. Sa national language, Abaga. Sa Iloco, Abaga. Abaga sa Cebuanon, and English shoulder. Oh. So, ang dami nating dictionary word for today. Pero, konti lang isusulat ko mamaya, guys, ha. Agab, agaw is nuts. Ama, father. Anads, anay, termite. Atin, asin, salt. Babaji, babae, female. Bangkads, bangkay, cadaver. Bawang, garlic. Bugaw, drive away. Hatang, bagang, molar. Manok, chicken. Payong, umbrella. Paso, burn. Oh, paso, sorry. Paso, burn. Pili, juice. Pito, 7. Sakit, illness. Pare-pareho lang pala. Tulong, solong, push. Sulat, right. Tabang, taste. Oh, tabang. This is the Cebuanon. Tabang, tastelessness. Tabang, sorry. Okay, ulit tayo. Tabang, tastelessness. Tambak, hip pile. Tej, tiyan, belly. Walo, 8. Among the Philippine languages, Tagalog and Pampangan show a close affinity to the Malay language, whether Bahasa Indonesia or that of Malaya. An enumeration of some Malay and Tagalog words shows this affinity. So, meron tayo ditong tatlong kolom, Malay, Tagalog, and then English. Abo, ash, ako, I. Alang, across. Alangan, half-hearted. Alon, waves. Anim, 6. Amok, atakal, struggle. Baboy, pig. Baza, red. Bakawan, mangrove swamp. Bakol, a kind of basket. Bansi, a kind of float. Bangon, rise up. Bara, bago. Sorry, yung chat ko. Ayan, buti pa naririnig. Bago nyo. Bato, stone, bibingka, rice cake, bunso, youngest born. Damdam, feeling grudge. Dakap, yakap, embrace. Dapor, dapog. Abriken, stove. So, dapat basahin ko susunod is yung history of Malay. Because, parati tayong na dun sa Malay, diba? Okay, system of writing. Foreign studies of the Philippine languages are practically unanimous in considering Tagalog the richest among them. Father Pedro Guerrero, writing at the beginning of the 17th century, said of the Filipinos, I found in this language Tagalog 4 qualities of the 4 greatest languages of the world, Hebrew, Greek, Latin, and Spanish. It has the mysticism and difficulties of the Hebrew, the distinctive terms of the Greek, not only in the common, but also in the proper names, the fullness and elegance of Latin, and the civility and courtesy of Spanish. The Filipinos, before the arrival of the Spaniard, had a syllabary which was probably of Sanskrit or Arabic provenance. The syllabary consisted of 17 symbols, of which 3 were vowels, standing for the present 5 vowels and 14 consonants. The vowels are a, e, or e, and o or u. That is I, e, o. While the consonants are bakada, gaha, lamananga, para sa, pa, sa, tawaya. Ba't walang ra? Ay, yung dyan ko. Hinto na raw tayo. Okay. A consonant with a diacritical mark above was pronounced with either an E or an I. Inom lang yan tubig mamaya, guys. Ang katapat ng dyan ko ba? Inom lang ng tubig. Okay, dito na tayo sa a consonant with a diacritical mark above was pronounced with either an E or an E, thus B or B. If the diacritical mark was below the vowel that accompanied the consonant was either O or U, thus bo or bu. Sa Tagalog yung guys, pero yung combination niya, B-U, ganun, B-O. The direction of writing is still a problem for no scholar called present incontrovertible proofs and strong reasons to support his theory. It is more probable, however, that Father Pedro Guerrero was correct in his theory that the early Filipinos wrote vertically from top to bottom and from left to right. The ancients wrote kasi parang yung pagkasulat ba, kahit ako hindi ko masulat yung Sanskrit. Hindi tayo sanay sa ganyan, pero yung syempre yung nakasanayan natin yung alphabet, diba? A consonant with a ulitin ko lang guys, a consonant with a diacritical mark above was pronounced with either an E or an E, thus B or B. If the diacritical mark was below the vowel that accompanied the consonant was either O or U, thus Boo or Boo. The direction of writing is still a problem for no scholar could present incontrovertible proofs and strong reasons to support his theory. It is more probable, however, that Father Pedro Chirino was correct in his theory that the early Filipinos wrote vertically from top to bottom and from left to right. The ancients wrote on the bark of trees and leaves and bamboo tubes using their knives, daggers, pointed sticks, or iron as pens and the colored subs of trees as ink. Kung mayroon kayong History of the Filipino People na book guys, pakisundan ako para makita niyo yung mga nakasulat dito. Kasi lalo na yung mga pagkasulat ng hindi ko maano sa inyo. Pakita ko ha. Wait lang. Yung mga ganyan to guys. Yung mga ganito. Hindi ko yung maano sa inyo. Tapos ako lang napakakita. Okay, the ancients wrote on the bark of trees and leaves and bamboo tubes using their knives, daggers, pointed sticks, or iron as pens, and the colored subs of trees as ink. Only a few samples of the writings have come down to the present. Aside from the destructive work of the elements, the early Spanish missionaries, in the zeal to propagate the Catholic religion, destroyed many manuscripts on the ground that they were the work of the devil himself. Some pieces of literature, however, have been handed down orally from generation to generation so that only a glimpse of pre-colonial literature can be had today. The literature of the early Filipinos may be classified into floating or oral literature and written literature. The literature of the Tagalog consisted of sabi, maxim, sawikain, saying, bugtong, riddles, suliranin, and indolanin, street songs, talindabod, songs deryona, song of rivalry, kumintang, war song, which evolved into love song, dalit, and umbay, dirge. The company, dirge, tagumpay, balik kongkong, do payinin, and Hilira war songs, uyayi and heli, lullabies, ihimam bridal song, tagulaylay, mournful song, tigpasin drawing song, tingad household song, and kutang-kutang couplets, usually chanted by the blind. In most cases, the songs were accompanied by dancing so that the song and the dance together with the drama developed almost simultaneously. At other times, the verses were recited. There are no extant examples of the songs and verses, but some that have come down to the present had Spanish influences. The following examples of a condiment very popular in Batangas has no Spanish influence and may be taken as a sample of pre-Spanish song. Hayana't dimugin ang bato mong puso sa pait ng aking luhang tumutulo nang ang mailap mong away ng umamo sa walang hangganang tapat kong pagsuyo. Let thy hard heart be softened by my bitter tears flowing that you may take pity on my sincere and boundless love. The simplicity of the uyayi or lullaby both in diction and music is the one's charming and sweetly innocent. Matulog na aking bunso, ang ina mo ay malayo, hindi ako naman masundo, may putik at may balaho. Sleep now, baby darling, thy mother is far away. Okay, I cannot wait, sir. The path is full of mud and mud holes. The kutang-kutang is humorous, anxious, the light-heartedness of the singer. Kung di kita kamtat-kamtan ka ng iba, magbibigti ako ng tali sa paa. If I don't win you, but another does, I shall hang myself by the feet. The fact that the ancient Tagalog was quite a diversification is shown not only in the occasional verses, but also in the drama. The latter was written in verse, and maxims and proverbs were employed profusely. The plays were stuck in open spaces in the houses of the nobles and in places or worship or sambahan. staged to the accompaniment of music, and thus the plays dealt with love, war, legends, the memory of deceased relatives, and war heroes. As such, they were staged on different occasions and consequently developed into the pagbati, karagatan, tagayan, pananapatan, sabalan, and tibaw. The last stage on the ninth night following the death of a person, the karagatan, on the other hand, was a sort of debate in verse in which a problem, usually involving men and women, was resolved with one of the participants receiving the sentence of the chieftain or chairman of the occasion. The karagatan later developed under the Spaniards into the toplo, which in turn developed into the balagtasan in 1924 and then under the American regime. Filipino folk song and folk tales show the collective mood of the people and constitute together with their... I think guys, hinto na muna tayo dito sa Filipino folk songs. Mag-stop ako dito sa into the Doplo, which in turn developed into the Balagtasan in 1924 and then under the American regime. So dito tayo maghinto. Bukas na itong paragraph ng Filipino folk songs. Bye everyone. God bless.